Hello everyone. We are here at the Louisville Towpath in Stark County, Ohio. I'm a biology and high school science education major at Walsh University, going to school to be a high school science teacher. We're at the Louisville Towpath because I run track and cross country for Walsh also. And we are here because we are gonna do some botany in the eyes of a runner. I come here about 7 days a week in the summer and in the morning to run and train for cross country. And as you can tell, this is a very biodiverse wildlife area with a lot of plants, and there are a lot of animals that are here. So we're just gonna get to the first plant. We're gonna introduce some plants and then go from there. So this is the first plant. It's called reed canary grass. It is native to Ohio. It right now is early stage of growing, but it can grow up to be about 12 feet tall. It grows along the towpath, but right here is a pretty thick version of it. As you can tell, it's just a normal grass that grows, and it is known for being in wet areas, which this towpath, conveniently enough, grows on a pretty wet area of land. All right. Next flower we have is the Philadelphia flea bean here. This is a native plant to Ohio also. If we get up close to the flowers, the individual flowers has about 150 petals each, about 1 inch long. This flower right here is about 1.5 feet tall, and it grows up to be about 2.5 feet by its full maturity. So that's the Philadelphia flea bean, and that is very common around here. That's just a solo, but there's a pretty big group of them. So, I mean, we're on the towpath, and we kind of have a ways to go to the next plant. So when in Rome, I guess we're going to take a run. All right, good run, about 35-meter run. So we're here at another one of our plants. This is called a spotted Joe pieweed, and right here's a pretty good looking one. As you can tell, it's kind of short. It's about 2.5 feet tall. Not very pretty looking, but in a few months it'll bloom a very big, pretty inflorescence of pink flowers, and it'll be about 7 feet tall. These run across the side, and the week that they bloom is really beautiful because they grow and they're all pink, and it's kind of like you're running in a wonderland. And those are native to Ohio also. Now, this right here is a big shrub called multiflora rose. Many people are familiar with this because it's a common plant in Ohio, which is unfortunate because it's an invasive species. It is native to Southeast Asia, and we do not want it here in Ohio. 1, because obviously it's a non-native plant, but 2, because it takes away area and sunlight from our plants that are native to Ohio. And it also has thorns that obviously we don't like as humans, but animals don't like too much either. All right, now we're gonna go to our final plant of the day. This plant is called narrow-leaved cattail. And unfortunately enough, this is also an invasive species here in Ohio. It has a close cousin called the common cattail, which is actually native. The best way to distinguish them is, funnily enough, the narrow-leaved cattail has narrower leaves than the common cattail. This invasive species was introduced to North America by New England by ships, and it has spread into the Midwest, which is where Ohio is, and we were trying to get rid of it. And that's it. Thanks for joining me on my run today, guys.